And hello, Monarch fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for yesterday's episode of Monarch Legends of Monsters, Season 2, Episode 5. Alright, so now we are pretty much halfway through this show, and I'm going to be honest, it's got some ups and downs. I mean, I'm not expecting the big kaiju fights. I'm not expecting all the big, a lot of King Kong or whatever. I'm not expecting, even Godzilla. And that Godzilla has yet to show up in this show. But I am looking to see more about the Titans of today. Not that I don't love the flashbacks, and I think it's great. But the whole side stuff is starting to kind of get a little bit iffy. So in this episode, we get to see the team once again trying to stop Apex. And of course, Apex, if we all know, is behind. Alexa, stop. Sorry. And we all know that Apex, they're at the point now where they're like literally close to trying to control the Titans and as much as they can. And we all know how that turns out. And then it eventually becomes how they end up building Mechagodzilla. So obviously in this episode we get to see Korra help Apex try to find a way to control that Titan that's in the ocean. That's kind of got the tentacles, kind of look like a snake, kind of like a Leviathan kind of a thing, right? And we get to see the team literally try to track them down, try to prevent them from trying to control it, because if they try to control it, and if it works, the more disasters. But if it fails, even more disaster. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. So the entire team of Monarch, they got to move fast. They go find them. Apparently they're somewhere near the African area. The creatures around there, and Apex tries to control it. However, the creature proves to be a little too strong even for Apex to control. And the whole data that they had Korra try to, put in with her math genius, it seems to work, but it also seems to be kind of like not working at the same time. Kind of like how if you guys remember back in the olden days, in the 90s, when computers were slow, like stupid slow, kind of like that, where it would boot up something and then it would just stop for some weird reason because you either lost internet connection, or the thing you're trying to download is a little too big and your thing's too small to capture everything, and you only captures half of it. That's exactly what happened with Apex. Apex tried to control it. It worked for a minute, and then it just it's too much of a hassle, too much of a monster to be able to control it. And the creature, being kind of smart, had its little babies take that thing apart and flick it away. Unfortunately, we had some casualties in this episode. Hamada, I believe that was his name. He's the son of Lee. Who's the father of Anna Sawai's character. Yeah, he gets killed. Unfortunately, he's trying to protect Anna Sawai's character, his daughter. She's looking at the Titan. They have kind of like a connection little thing, kind of like when Millie Bobby Brown looked at Mothra at one point from the Godzilla King of the Monsters. Kind of like that. She had a little moment with him, and then Apex attacked it, and then of course they tried to control it, and then it went crazy, and then he ended up getting killed by sacrificing himself for his daughter. So yeah, we also get a flashback of him visiting his new family as his son's about to be born, talking on the phone with his daughter, saying that daddy's on a business trip, basically lying to her. So that was kind of interesting to see. But honestly, this episode was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't like, can we get to the good stuff already? Look, I'm not expecting the show to give me all the kaiju stuff, but at least give me something different. And the fact that we are seeing what really Apex is and what their real goal is, that stuff is interesting to me. It's because, when we see them in the movies, the movies don't really give us enough about why Apex even cares about these Titans, why they want to just benefit them. But no, when you're watching this, it tells us they want to benefit it, because if they find a way to control these creatures, they can benefit that, maybe military capabilities and other opportunities for the world to use under their control, and they'll be good friends with the government, kind of like that thing. But yeah, obviously we see Apex fail miserably, and now they got to go back to the drawing board. Which I'm pretty sure now that they just failed to try to do it, they're gonna try it again. And if that doesn't work, then they'll abandon it and try to find a way to make their own creatures out of robot parts and whatever. So that way they control it easily, kind of like how they do with in Godzilla vs. Kong, Mechagodzilla. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that. But overall, this episode was okay. The fact that Hamada's character dies, it's like, damn. I actually liked his character a lot. He was very smart. Obviously a little shady because, he had two families and he's keeping his family separate. So that was kind of shady, but still, it was a cool character. The actor was great. But, and I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. I apologize if I'm not. But yeah, his character was cool. And yeah, now that he's gone, I wonder what the team is going to do. Because obviously, Anna Sawai's character is the main lead, obviously, besides Kurt Russell. And the actress who plays her grandmother, they're both in it still. And her brother's still there, too. So we shall see what they're going to have to deal with now that their father is gone now. So we have to wait and see what happens. And of course, we also have Monarch still trying to figure out Lee's books and journals that he kept because he had records of all the creatures that he was trying to, study. So there's that. But also Apex kind of knows about it too. So, a lot of interesting stuff that could be coming. And hopefully Godzilla shows up to fight this thing. I think by the last episode or the last episode before the last episode, Godzilla will show up and fight this thing and get rid of it. Because obviously we don't see this creature in the movies. So I'm pretty sure Godzilla will show up. Unless they draw back to Skull Island and then Kong takes over that fight. Who knows? Because we haven't seen Kong since the first episode. So, yeah. But we shall see what happens. So, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Are you guys still watching this show? Not watching it? Did you ever start this show? Big fans of the MonsterVerse movie? Godzilla, Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla X Kong, and New Empire. If you like any of those movies, I think you'll like this show if you give it a shot. It's not bad. It has moments, but still. So leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good night.